Aloha everyone, and welcome back to the Kilauea Eruption and Leilani Estates update for September 7th, 2018. Tonight's report is a breaking news edition. We have two very important pieces of information to share with you. One is coming from the USGS. The second is coming from the Hawaii County Civil Defense. The one from USGS is something we need to be concerned with and keep an eye on. And the other, of course, is very good news, which is actually from the Hawaii County Civil Defense. So tonight's format is going to be very similar to what we normally do. First, we're going to go into the USGS report, which contains the very important breaking news information. After that, we'll take a quick look at the earthquake maps, see what's going on there, and then we'll move straight into the Hawaii County Civil Defense bulletin that they posted this afternoon. And after that, there will be one more little special treat. I have a very interesting video clip from the Hawaii Volcano Observatory, Volcanoes National Park, dealing with some of the history of the summit, which seems to be directly related to the lower East Drift Zone eruption that, of course, we've been witness to. So let's get right into the USGS report, and we'll talk more about the other things later in the show. And before I do the actual report, quick comment about the videos you're about to see. Yes, that is a small cone inside Fissure 8. Apparently, Fissure 8 is all grown up and had a little baby cone. So that's what you're seeing, and yes, that's what it is, because I know there's going to be a lot of comments. So let's get to the report. USGS reports for Friday, September 7th, 2018 at 10:12 a.m. Hawaii Standard Time. On Kilauea Volcano's lower East Drift Zone, no incandescence was visible at Fissure 8 from helicopter overflight or UAS drone views this morning. Small lava flows have been observed within the Fissure 8 cone, however, none extended outside the walls of the cone. There is no change in overall activity from observations over the past several days. Seismicity and ground deformation remain low at the summit of Kilauea Volcano. Earthquake activity continues on faults located at Kilauea's south flank. These are aftershocks of the magnitude 6.9 earthquake in early May. Tilt meters in Kilauea's middle East Rift Zone are recording small amounts of inflationary tilt, which may be a sign of refilling of the rift zone. The current rates are much smaller than those measured during the period of major eruptive activity and are not changing rapidly. This, of course, is the breaking news piece of the report. We will talk about that in just a little bit. Sulfur dioxide emission rates at the summit, Pu'u'o'o, and the lower East Rift Zone are drastically reduced. The combined rate, less than 1,000 tons per day, is lower than at any time since late 2007. SO2 emission rate measurements from the lower East Drift Zone vents measured on September 5th were below 20 tons per day, close to the detection threshold of the measurement technique. The Hawaii Volcano Observatory continues to closely monitor Kilauea's seismicity, deformation, and gas emissions for any sign of reactivation, and maintains visual surveillance of the summit and lower East Drift Zone. HVO will continue to issue daily updates and additional messages as needed. And that was the USGS report. Now, I was going to save this and talk about all this at the end of the video, but while reading the report to y'all, I started thinking, no, let me address it now while it's still fresh in our minds. The part of the report that is very concerning, it's not something to panic over or anything like that, but it is an important data point in the information that we need to be very serious about and look at properly. And the USGS put in their statement today and stated, tilt meters in Kilauea's Middle East Rift Zone are recording small amounts of inflationary tilt. Now, the Middle East Drift Zone is basically up where Pu'u'o'o is located, a little bit more towards Leilani from there, and that general area. Leilani Estates is lower East Rift Zone. So basically, it would technically be south of us, up rift, that there has been some inflationary tilt detected, which, as they state, which may be a sign of refilling of the rift zone. And the current rates are much smaller than those measured during the period of major eruptive activity, and they aren't changing rapidly. So it's a very gradual, very small increase on the tilt meters, reading, the elevation of the land is growing, getting higher. So that is an indication that there is magma flowing into that area and causing the land to swell up. It's like adding a little bit of air to a balloon. It's going to get a little bit bigger. And so this is something we like I said, we need to watch. Is it something we need to go to, red alert on? Not at this time, because with the onset of the current eruption, we saw that these meters all went crazy and started rising very rapidly in their readings. Everything happened very quickly, and it was very big and very boisterous. What we're seeing now is what I believe would be residual magma that was located in the Kilauea Summit Reservoir to be finally making its way down, or draining and collecting and pooling in the Middle East Rift Zone, kind of like what it used to do with Pu'u'o. So it's very possible that Pu'u'o may become active again. Don't know. That's speculation on my part. The other point of speculation could be that it's possible that another crater or fissure, could open up in the Middle East Rift Zone and start pouring lava out there and back down into the ocean like Pu'u'o. And if that was to happen, depending on, I guess, where exactly it was located, it wouldn't be such a bad thing. It would be kind of back to status quo for us with Pu'u'o for the last 35 plus years. All right, so that's what I want to say about that. Now let's move on to the earthquake maps and take a quick look to see if there's been any earthquake, especially since we have the increase in the inflationary tilt. There should be perhaps some earthquakes in that general area on the maps in the last 7 days. So let's go take a look. The map that we're currently looking at is sorted by 1 day all magnitudes. So as you can see from the summit where the orange dots are, that is the Kilauea Caldera and Volcano Village area, moving down through the Middle East Rift Zone, and then down to the Lower East Rift Zone, which is the eastern tip of the island. As we can see, not a lot of quake activity in the Rift Zone in the last day at all, even though we do have inflationary data coming from the tilt meters located in the Middle East Rift Zone. But when we look at the 7-day, we do see a little bit of quake activity there in the Middle East Rift Zone. Middle East Rift Zone on the map, there is basically that first lightly shaded area to the towards the eastern tip of the island. That's actually the flow field from Pu'u'o. So that general area and down to the left a little bit, that area basically between Kalapana and the Helena Poly there. That's pretty much the Middle East Rift Zone. So we do see some activity there as well. Earthquake-wise, nothing big. I think the largest one was a 3.3, which is the biggest yellow dot. So as you can see, that's pretty much been very quiet, even with what little bit of inflation that's occurred in the Middle East Rift Zone. Nothing, it isn't a lot, it isn't rapid, and it isn't huge, because we don't see any quakes that would indicate that that is exactly what it was. And that'll do it for the quake report. Now let's move over to the second breaking news item in this edition, which is from the Hawaii County Civil Defense. HCD posted on September 7th, 2018 at 4:20 p.m. on their website this bulletin: Leilani Estates mandatory evacuation order lifted. This is a civil defense eruption update for Friday, September 7th at 4 o'clock in the afternoon. Mayor Harry Kim is lifting the mandatory evacuation order for Leilani Estates effective Saturday, September 8th at 9 a.m. The area east of Pomakai Street has been closed since May 31st, 2018 due to lava flows and volcanic gas from the Kilauea Lower East Rift Zone eruption. Access to Leilani Estates will remain restricted to residents and authorized personnel only. The entire flow field, including a 50-yard perimeter, remains off limits. Residents with property within the 50-yard flow field perimeter must notify Civil Defense for a waiver. Residents returning to portions of the impacted area in Leilani Estates may experience delays of first responder services due to limited access points and road conditions. Hawaii Electric Light crews are working in the Leilani Estates subdivision to clear away damaged equipment, conduct damage assessments, and make repairs in preparation for restoring power to the area. Questions about electrical service should be directed to the customer service line, and they give the local number. The Leilani Estates Community Center will be open on Saturday at 9 a.m. Personnel from Civil Defense and the Leilani Community Association will provide information to residents returning to their homes. We will continue to monitor this eruption activity and inform you of any changes that could affect your safety. Thank you for your cooperation and patience. This is your Hawaii County Civil Defense Agency. And that was the Hawaii County Civil Defense Report. Now let's talk a little bit about it. I'm sure, there's going to be a lot of people think, oh, wait, this is not a good idea, especially since, there's a report of some very minor inflation in the Middle East Rift Zone. The eruption is not over. The eruption is not over. And you know what? Everybody that says the eruption is not over, congratulations. You are correct. It is not over. But here's the thing. It never was over. Kilauea Volcano has been erupting continuously for a very long time, and it will most likely continue to erupt for a very long time. Now, it will go through lulls and pauses, and I suspect that what we're going to see now is one of the very long pauses or lulls before there's any more actual eruptive activity. That's just my opinion. So is it a good idea for them to do this? Yes. People need to get back to their homes. They need to start being able to figure out where they're going to go, what they're going to do. Are they going to stay? Are they going to repair? Are they going to sell? Are they going to move? Are they going to just walk away? They need to be able to do that. And right now, it is safe for them to do that, which apparently the officials, in power apparently agree, because they've allowed Helco to come in and do some repairs. They're lifting the mandatory and changing it to a voluntary. Actually, from what I remember hearing, the actual information from Talmadge himself is that it was being changed to a voluntary evacuation zone, which is perfectly fine. That's what it should have been done weeks ago. When the lava stopped flowing and we didn't have any lava flow or any signs for 2 weeks, then it should have been changed to a voluntary at that time, especially with the sulfur dioxide emissions being as low as they were. And it's kind of interesting how when the lava stopped flowing, the emission rates plummeted. I guess no lava, no emission rates, but we had a lot of sulfur emission before the lava even got here. So I guess it must have off-gassed pretty well, but I'm digressing. So yes, it's a good thing. Yes, they may have to end up packing up and moving, out again, because an eruption starts. But that's always a risk, and it doesn't really matter, where you live on the side of the island. That is just the reality of it. So let the people in, let them get back to their lives, or even figure out what they're going to do with their lives. So yes, it's a good thing. And I hope a lot of people will agree with that. And that'll do it for this update report. Thank you for joining me and watching. I really do appreciate your support. Welcome to all of our new subscribers that have joined us over the last week or so. I haven't said hello to any of y'all for quite a while. So aloha. Welcome to the channel. If you enjoy my video and other content, don't forget to hit the likes up button. If you haven't subscribed, hit that subscribe button plus the bell icon to get notifications. Y'all know the routine, you know the drill. Also, I need your help. I need to boost my subscriber count. Yeah, I'm almost at 7,000. I'm so close, and it's really exciting for me to know all these people have chose to know about, my content and videos I'm doing. It's very, very flattering, and it's another amazing experience that I've gotten to have with this entire eruption, event as well. So what I need your help with is share this video, on your favorite social media platforms. Talk to your friends and family about what's happening here. Spread the knowledge, spread the information. They want to see more, send them a link, text it to them, put it on Facebook, Twitter. I don't know where. I don't do Facebook, and I only do Twitter a little bit. If you want to get some of the merchandise that has some of my pictures printed on it, you can get all that information in the description. Links are there to my Smug Mug and Redbubble, where you can get either prints of the photographs themselves, frame prints, all kinds of different stuff there. Most of that would be on Smug Mug. And if you want t-shirts, coffee mugs, phone cases, laptop skins, pillows, blankets, dresses, or all assortment of wonderful other items with select images, you can find them on my Redbubble account. Don't forget to join me on Twitter. Share your pictures with me there of the places you are and things that are happening there. Love to see it. Thank you to all those people on Twitter that have been sending me pictures and sharing some information with me there. That's great. I really kind of do enjoy that. Also, if you want to support me in other ways, I do have a Patreon account. You can join us there. Patreon members get actually exclusive access to certain content before everyone else. For example, they had access to the progression map a month ago. And there's another video they still have access to that y'all don't yet, but will soon. They also got first preview access to the second episode of Look at That There. And so join us there, and I appreciate the support. So okay, that's it. I'm going to quit promoting myself, and to say thank you once again. I really do appreciate it. You have a wonderful, and I do mean wonderful, morning, afternoon, or evening. This has been the Kilauea Eruption and Leilani Estates update for September 7th, 2018.